RedBud! Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Off the Rip. I'm Shane Peterson. Let's get into this RedBud race. It's my favorite race of the season. A lot of fans love this race. It's crazy, you know, the fans just get wild. There's specific gear and bike graphics made just for this race, which is really cool. Always love to see that on press day or, you know, in the morning during practice. But anyway, big news broke this past week. Jett Lawrence is officially out of the Pro Motocross series. So that means Hunter Lawrence and Chase Sexton were set to a duel to see who is going to win this one of the biggest races of the season. And then in that 250 class, man, that was amazing racing, especially in Moto 1. Haiden, Deegan, Masterpool just laying it on the line. Both of them had some bad luck in Moto 2, but we'll get into all of that in this episode of Off the Rip. So at RedBud, it gets wild on the track and off the track. But let's look at some of the wild moments that happen on track. All right, so starting off in the first moto of the 250 class, wild last lap charge between Masterpool and Haiden Deegan. It came down to the very end. Masterpool held off Deegan and got his first ever moto win at RedBud. Haiden Deegan had some bad luck that second moto. He landed on a downrider's bike and went over the bars. We saw Hunter Lawrence take a pretty hard hit coming down the hill in the first moto of that 450 class. Jordan Smith was another rider who did not have a good relationship with that hill. He got cut off coming down it by another rider. Anyway, those are all the wild moments from on track at RedBud. I'm sure there were many more off the track, especially in Lot B. I'm surprised I didn't see any clips of people casing the leap. Thought we would have a plethora of those, but no, that's it. Anyway, those are all the wild moments from RedBud. All right, so let's get into this 250 class. Favorite class to talk about. It's been delivering awesome racing all season. First moto did not disappoint. I told y'all last episode, watch out for Masterpool. Sure enough, he gets the Moto 1 win. Crazy battle with Haiden Deegan all the way to the very end. Moto 2, he was riding amazing as well. I think he was riding better in Moto 2 than in Moto 1. He was just ripping, going outside to outside, like it was sick to watch, but unfortunately, he ran out of steam, hit that wall, and just dropped back. Let Levi Kitchen pass him, his teammate, and he lost the overall, or his chances of winning the overall at RedBud. Still cool to see him pull off a second place. I'm sure he's stoked on it, especially at a track like RedBud. Just to be on the podium is just awesome. You can tell that he was fired up from the fans. Haiden Deegan, however, did not have a good race at RedBud. I thought Haiden would come out and win this one for sure. Just seemed like, well, he won last year. Seemed like he was gonna do it again this year. But yeah, he had bad luck. Second moto goes down after that tabletop because of a down rider. Got the short end of the stick on that. So I'm sure he's gonna rebound next weekend at Spring Creek. But to talk about the overall winner of the day, Chance Hymas going 4-1. Crazy he was able to get the overall with a 4-1 score, but he did it. I think the guys need to start watching out for Hymas that second moto. We saw it at Thunder Valley. He gets a start, he just checks out. We saw it at RedBud, second moto, got the start, sprinted it away, checked out. But his teammate Joe Shimoda was coming for him. Talk about Joe a little bit. Seems like he's in the right direction. He did really well at Southwick, got a moto win. He almost got a moto win here at RedBud. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it next weekend at Spring Creek. All right, so moving on to the 450 class. Like I said at the top of the show, Jett Lawrence is out for the remainder of the Pro Motocross season. He suffers a UCL injury as well as a fractured hand. Same injury that we saw with Cooper Webb in Supercross good news about Cooper Webb. Just saw on Instagram that he's back riding. So he should make his return to the Supermoto Cross playoffs and the final in Vegas. So that's exciting if you're a Cooper Webb fan, and just to see another rider, or good rider out there on the track. But to talk about RedBud, Chase Sexton was the man. He goes 1-1 at his hometown track, so that has to feel special for him. Chase put himself in great positions for the first moto and the second moto. We saw him in the first moto. He was yo-yoing with Hunter Lawrence. It seemed like he was trying to make a pass, but just didn't know where. And then Hunter Lawrence ends up going down, coming down the hill. So he gives up the lead to Chase, and Chase capitalized. Second moto, same thing. He was second place after lap 1. Eventually gets around Jason Anderson, and that was that. He just put in solid laps, didn't have anyone breathing down his back, and just got the job done. So momentum is building for Chase Sexton for sure. Another rider building momentum is Chase Sexton's teammate, Aaron Plessinger. Goes 4-2 for second overall on the day. Just seems AP steps it up, or comes alive at RedBud. I'm sure he loves the track, he loves the fans, and obviously they love him. So shifting gears a little bit, you got to start thinking about Motocross of Nations. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Sexton, pretty sure it's going to be Deegan. So it's either going to come down to AP or Justin Cooper. You got to think this ride at RedBud for sure helps AP for getting on that Team USA. Talk about Justin Cooper, really underwhelming finish for him. He looked super good in practice. I'm not sure what happened during the race. It's really weird because he normally rides super well at RedBud. We saw him at Motocross of Nations in 2022. He actually got a moto win. I know the 250 and the 450, it's a whole different beast, but still, it seems like he comes alive at RedBud too. So I'm just spitting this out so it gives us something else to watch to see who's gonna put together some good rides, either AP or J Coop, for that third spot on Team USA. Anyway, next weekend we move on to Spring Creek. That track has delivered some amazing battles, so hopefully we can see Chase and Hunter Lawrence battle it out for 2 motos, make it interesting in that 450 class at least. So I'll be here on Off the Rip to talk about with you guys. Peace.